Hey, what's going on guys, YST here and welcome back to another raid video. Today we're going to be discussing the difference between Godseeker Aniri and Sandlashed Survivor, as my two most viewed videos on my channel are including these two champions on clan boss teams, and the most common question that I get is which one should I build and which one is more useful for my account. So we're going to dive into everything and let's get into it. So let's start off with Godseeker first. She is an absolutely insane champion, not just for the clan boss, but that's what we're going to be diving into mainly today, but I will showcase other areas of the game where she can be useful. But she attacks one enemy, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 5% of their max HP. With masteries you can get extra heals and extra ones if you book them out. Then attacks all enemies, heals all allies by 15% of their max HP. Then she can extend the duration of all buffs on your team. So if you've got a Sepulchre Sentinel, you can extend her block debuffs so you can become affinity friendly on the clan boss, which is absolutely crazy. Then she can revive a dead ally with 50% of their max HP and fill their turn meter by 50% and resets the cooldowns of all their skills. Bearing in mind this is like one of the only champions that can do this. The other one that's similar is Cardinal, and she can boost it by 100%, but this one you get a 50% HP and it resets the cooldowns of all their skills. So on her passive here we've got increases the amount of healing all allies receive by 10%. If an ally is about to get killed by a fatal hit, it can instantly place a revive and deafen them for one turn before the damage is taken. So this can stop you from dying in the clan boss. If someone does die, it can give you an extra million or two on your clan boss run. And also places like the faction wars, arena, this can come in clutch and be a great defense for you. The masteries that I'm running with here, just in case you're a bit intrigued, is the offense and defense for counter attacks. So the main question I get is, should I use a Godseeker over a Sandlash? If I pulled a Sandlash, should I wait for a Godseeker? The answer is both of them are extremely good for your team. If you've only got one or the other, I would recommend building two for like faction wars and other areas of the game also. But what makes her so great is if you're using a Skull Crusher, bear that in mind, a Skull Crusher, she is a lot better for the team. This is because she provides a lot of healing for your team, AoE heals, single target heals, revives on deaths and revives champions. And with Sandlashed Survivor, who I'll get into right now, so she attacks one enemy 2 times, which is good for War Master procs compared to Godseeker because she only does 1 hit, she does 2 on the A1. It does a provoke and a heal, then attacks all enemies, decreases the duration of all enemy buffs by 1 turn, alright, and then increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn. So it's a very similar ability here, but the difference is the heals, alright? So on her passive here, we've got a 50% ally protection buff on all allies for 2 turns when any ally HP drops below 50%. Bear that in mind here. Any ally. So if a Skull Crusher is using ally protection also on your team, she's going to be using him as that person that goes below 50%. So when you actually need this ability, it might not proc for you. So it's a bit RNG on, will it land at the right time? Will it let you extend to the levels of the stages in the clan boss that you really want to reach to? So that's a big thing here. So what I'd like to recommend is, if you're using a Valkyrie with the big shields or a Martyr and you don't have an other ally protection champion, I believe Sandlashed Survivor is the one you should put in your team. So if you're using Skull Crusher, I'd recommend, he has the ally protection in his kit and he also places an unkillable on himself, and use a Godseeker Aniri if you have her, and it will help you push to a high 2 key, which I'll show right here. And another big thing is the aura. So if you don't have an increased defense aura, a Sandlashed Survivor is solid for that, and you can also make her your stun target so she soaks up the damage, not your other champions. So yeah, 25% aura, just like a Sepulchre Sentinel, etc. And then on Godseeker, her passive is obviously the revive on death, which can come in clutch a lot of times, especially with Skull Crusher. So if his unkillable drops off and he dies towards like stage 35, stage 40, she can pick him back up and he can work out great for you. So I'll briefly show you the artifacts here if you're intrigued, but as I've said before, in the description I'll link both the videos that can get you a 2 key on Ultra Nightmare, which is my most popular videos. But we've got lifesteal sets on both. We've got speed, attack percent and speed, accuracy, speed, crit rate, crit damage on the gloves because this champion hits extremely hard, defense percent on the chest plate, and we've got defense on the boots also with a speed roll. Then I've got HP here because she doesn't require accuracy, just like a Sandlash doesn't, defense here, and a defense here. And her main stats, we've got 4,000 defense, 38,000 HP, 177 speed, which is the tune that I use, 200% crit damage. The crit rate here is only because of Farrakhan the Fat on my team, but I'm not getting into that today. You can look at the videos if you want to check that out. And accuracy I don't really care about. And the gear on my Sandlashed Survivor here is also a lifesteal set, 177 speed once again. We've got double roll speed here, speed, speed, defense percent with some speed, defense and defense. Then we've got resistance here just for the faction wars and the speed roll, crit damage and defense here. And the overall stats that I'm running with on Sandlash is a 38,000 HP, 5,000 defense, 177 speed. This I didn't really care about when I was building this build. And yeah, that's my gear there. So let's try showcase exactly what I meant by Skull Crusher and Sandlash not working great together, but they can have a lot of utility together. So let's get into that. Alright, so we're going to go into a Nightmare campaign run here, and we're going to use Skull Crusher and Sandlash so I can show you exactly what I meant by the ally protection getting stole by Sandlash taking over. So let's just leave it on auto here. So Skull Crusher's getting low, so let's put this on the 1 speed now. Hopefully you can go below 50% HP here. And there we go. See that, guys? He's put the ally protection on a Skull Crusher, so you might not exactly need it at that point in a clan boss run, and it can affect your damage over time because her passive could have been used up, and then you're just like, oh no, why is my Sandlash not proccing her abilities? It's because when Skull Crusher's going below that HP, it's also proccing on him as well, which can affect you tremendously in the clan boss. So yeah, bear that in mind if you want to use a Sandlash with your Skull Crusher. It can work out great, but I'd recommend Sandlash with a Valkyrie or a Martyr so she can use the ally protection if the shields drop off from Valkyrie. And if you're using a Skull Crusher, I'd recommend using Godseeker Aniri to get those extra heals and those revives. So we've got Sandlash, Godseeker and Death Knight here. Why Death Knight? He's my favourite champion in the game if you didn't know. But yeah, on Saturday night's podcast with Saffron and Chosen, I did explain exactly why I love Death Knight, but I'll put that in the description anyway so you can go check that out. So we're going to try showcase the passives of both champions here, and hopefully Death Knight can get the hit. So let's get into this. Alright, so we're going to keep this on a 1 speed, let them outspeed us. Alright, did you see that? Revive on death. So that's Godseeker Aniri's passive death. So in the arena it can come in clutch. So just put this on a 2 speed here, or shall we just take it off? Alright, so now he's dead. Revive on death, which is brilliant. And then also here we've got Sandlash Survivor, put the ally protection on because Death Knight dropped below that HP, and also she puts the block damage up so she can't be mitigated if she has that up. So yeah, then here we can just like remove debuffs etc with her A2, and then hopefully we can get a provoke on here. There we go. So the A1 of Sandlash can do a provoke also. Can we get one more turn in just to showcase a bit of revive here? There we go. Alright. So revives a dead ally. So this one you have to choose. She will just choose anyone if you put it on auto. Actually, let's see exactly who she's going to choose. Alright, Death Knight, she didn't like you. So as you can see here, they can shine in a lot of places, not just the clan boss. And you have to bear that in mind when you're building them also. But I'll show the Doom Tower after a bit of a montage of a few arena battles here. And let's get into that. So as you can see there guys, for a defense team, these champions can have a lot of utility on your account and they can be extremely annoying to kill because you've got the block damage and ally protection with Sandlash, we've got the revives on deaths and the revives from Godseeker, all the heals, and then they're decreasing the duration of all the buffs on the enemy team, and they're insane there. So if you have them, even if you don't want to build them for clan boss, I'd recommend using them for a defense team. As you can see there, insane. But last off here, we're just going to dive into a bit of DoomTower stuff because they can help you get through some of the waves on hard with their passives and all their abilities. So let's just get into this run here before we wrap it up. Alright, here we go. We've got AoEs, and if people are dropping below HP, we've got the ally protections, we've got the heals, the AoE heals, everything's going on and it works out insane. So obviously here, this is a bit of a slow one. We're just trying to showcase the skills here. So yeah, what makes Sandlash a lot better as well is you can bring in more squishy champions like your Trunders or anyone with a low HP but a high attack. So if they're a bit mitigated, she'll soak up all that damage for them, keep them alive, and hopefully help you progress, go through these stages. And look who it is, Mr. Amarantin Skeleton, the guy that always memes us from the Void Shards. So yeah, don't sleep on these guys. They can have a lot of utility in other places. And in the description, if you want to see how to tune for a clan boss team, which can be a 2-key Ultra Nightmare, no one killable, using counter attack and one of these champions, you can go and check those out. But yeah, that's going to be all for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And I'll be doing a giveaway very soon for 600 subscribers, so I haven't forgotten about that. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like an account takeover, a gift card, or any other things that you may like. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.